Paragraph 7 is the contingency section, and two of the main contingencies are listed here. However, you can list additional contingencies under additional provisions. So what are contingencies? Contingencies are the things that have to happen so that you will agree to proceed with the transaction. So the first contingency that most people will have is an inspection contingency. And what that is you're allowed to bring in any inspector that you want. And some people will bring in multiple inspectors. So if there is something unusual about the electric, or you have a well, for example, or a septic system, and you want to bring in a professional to inspect those systems directly and have a general inspector otherwise, that's perfectly fine to do. You can bring in any inspectors that you want, but you only have a certain amount of time to complete your inspections. And once that time is over with, you can't come back and ask for additional inspections or request for the return of your deposit based upon an inspection issue that you don't bring up by the time of the deadline for that inspection contingency. The second most common contingency is a financing contingency, and that's also listed here. That's 7A in the offer. Here you're going to list the amount of the mortgage that you're applying for, and there's going to be two dates that are very important. One is a little bit unusual. There's a deadline for you to submit your complete application to the bank. And in hot markets, that can be a really important deadline. You have to make sure that you meet all of your deadlines in this contract, or you may not be entitled to the return of your deposit. So if you're agreeing that you'll have a complete application submitted by a certain date, as it states here in 7A, you really have to make sure that your application is in, and the bank will verify that you've completed your application by that date. The mortgage contingency deadline is usually around 3 weeks. And if you're having an issue with this deadline and you're not getting a commitment from the bank in time, you have to notify the other side in writing. And this is usually accomplished through your attorney or through your realtor. You have to notify them that you do not have your bank commitment, you're seeking an extension, or you demand the return of your deposit. That's the way that you're able to ensure the return of your deposit under both circumstances. So with inspections and with your mortgage contingency, you have to notify the other side in writing that you're not satisfied or you haven't met your obligation and you either need more time or you demand the return of your deposit.